based out of Costa Mesa, California. Again, I appreciate, there's a lot of you guys on this webinar. For those that are listening to it more than once, I'm asking what is wrong with you, and I'm joking, but at the same time, welcome back. For those that are new, we're just going to give a quick overview. This is not an AnaJet pitch by any stretch of the imagination. It's more of an informative webinar that we provide to let you guys know what is going out in the market pragmatically and how we as a company can step in. You know, and the goal is this. It's all about money and market share. And so we'll go over that. So here it is. And I hate to be that guy that just talks and reads off the itinerary, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try my best. So I'll let you guys read through this. This is what we're going to go over. We'll spend more time on the things that are slightly more important, in my opinion, and then we'll open it up for questions at the end. But if you guys all look, there is that question section right there on the toolbar that you guys can at any time type in, and I'll respond to it if I can get a chance. So what is direct-to-garment? Why direct-to-garment, and why are we all here? It's the wave of the future, guys. Everything is going digital. It's not a question of if it is, it's a question of when it is. We're seeing huge growth. AnaJet is poised to, and is #1 right now, but we're looking to get more market share. So we're now reaching out more predominantly to startups, mom and pops, established business, as opposed to the big fulfillment companies that we're in very much so. So the things that I take away from this slide is this. You guys got to diversify, okay? And again, everything is going digital. Everything's going web-based. Everything is going in that direction. So please come on board, and we have all the tools here necessary for you guys to do that. There's a big market out there. Now, granted, there's a lot of people competing for that market, but we're looking at a $44 billion industry, of which we at AnaJet, just the garment portion, and I'll go into the explanation later, but just the garment portion, we are part of a $23 billion industry, of which it's still archaically being designed. Screen printing. For the people that have spoken with me personally, you'll know that my dad did screen printing for over 20 years. Nothing has changed. I'm 35, 36 years old now, and I look at the equipment that's being sold at these trade shows, and nothing has changed from what it was, 12, 15 years ago. So this is an opportunity for you guys to come on board and jump in as what we call early adopters. And if you ever know what's going on, and if you ever follow the stock market and stuff like that, early adopters are the ones that always make the most amount of money. So here is the biggest challenges right now, okay? No matter what, if you want to get into garment design, you're going to run into these barriers. Equipment is expensive. You're out there, you're trying to market, and you have things, like let's just say as a screen printer, you're limited. You're limited to the size of the orders. You have to have a good substantial size order in order to justify burning all those screens. The screens are expensive. The labor is difficult. You're limited to 1 or 2 colors in order to justify all this labor. And you have these long turnaround times. And then, of course, you're competing against the other 50 people in a 5-mile radius. All these things are against you in order to help you make money. What's the solution? Our printers. In our opinions, and what we've seen with our sales, is the people that run AnaJet machines in particular, or direct-to-garment, are taking advantage of this early technology, this digital technology. They're able to not compete against screen printers, embroiderers, and everything else. They all have their place, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to what we do as a company and what we're focused on, it's opposite, completely opposite of screen printing. Again, we don't need any lead time. I'll have 20 shirts for you in 30 minutes, and all different designs too. I don't require a minimum order. I do not require a maximum number of colors, meaning on a single T-shirt, for those who have received our samples in the mail or have seen us at trade shows, I'll give you 60 million color combinations onto a T-shirt, a picture of your car, and I can have it done for you in under a minute. But I'm going to charge you. So instead of the low margins that screen printers are accustomed to, I like high margins. So we'll get into that in the future. So I'm hoping everyone got to read slide 6 in its entirety. The operational advantages, okay? There's quite a few. Let me explain something. I'm flying out on Monday, and I will be at ASI Chicago. Whoever wants to come out, remind me. I'll get you some free links, free passes to get in. But I'm going to fly out to ASI Chicago. My friend and I, John, are going to set up a machine. We're going to take an AnaJet out of its box, put it on top of a table, load the ink, do what's called a nozzle check after we fill the lines, and we're going to print T-shirts. We're going to average anywhere from 100 to 300 T-shirts a day. 2 sales guys. We have an extra set of ink to get through that in case we do way more than that, but it's that easy. And we'll break it down, and at the end of the show, we'll clean it up, we'll box it, and we'll put it back on the FedEx truck to be freighted back out here to California. It is that easy. Another cool thing here is, you guys, in order to make a fully customized shirt, so as an example, I'm going to walk into a really well-run diner next to me, and I want to try to solicit their business. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go online, find their logo off of Google Images. I'm going to drag it, drop it into the software, put it on the left chest or the back of a T-shirt, and I'm going to print it out. I'm going to walk in, ask to talk to the general sales manager, or whoever's in charge of merchandising or buying, and I'm going to give them the pitch. That T-shirt cost me way less than $3 to make. And I'm going to try to capture them. They're going to have my contact information and everything else, and I'll usually get the sale out of them. Who leads the industry? We are by far the biggest, the baddest, the best. We make completely industrial machines. We build everything from the hand up, and we've been around. We nearly created this business back in 2006. It started off with 2 guys, the CEO and the head of engineer, who's still here. And it's grown now to where I believe we have about 90 employees. We're valued at millions and millions of dollars. And the biggest thing is this. It is all we do. AnaJet doesn't make screen print equipment. We don't know how to configure a heat press. We don't do anything. We manufacture printers, and we build them by hand, and we are the only U.S. manufacturer of direct-to-garment printers. There's nobody else out there that can say that they're made in the USA. The majority of the other companies that compete against AnaJet, they are international ink distribution companies who then they can create their own products overseas, but the other people are modifying paper printers and selling them to you as direct-to-garment. So we have essentially 3 clients. Our 3 largest segments as clients that buy DTG equipment are commercial printers first. Okay, so this is why they get it. This one I'll almost read because it hits all the points that are very important. Inkjet technology with similar maintenance needs, which is that's our way of saying it's super simple to run our equipment. The RIP software, what we provide you when you buy the printer is a software, and it's essentially a driver that sits on top of your desktop. And when you find images that you want, whether you pull them out as attachments from your email that a client sent to you or you find on Google, it's this easy. I'm using my mouse, I'm dragging it, I'm dropping it into the software, and at the easiest, it's click print. I walk over to the printer who would, it's probably set up right, half a feet away. I take my T-shirt, I put it on top of the table, I hoop it. When the green light turns on, I click print. Then I'm back at the printer getting the next image in. It's that easy. So that allows us to do a few things. Fast turnaround times. Our fastest printer, the MP10 right now, does 90 to 100 light T-shirts an hour and 45 to 50 dark T-shirts an hour, respectively. Now, you have to be humming. You have to know how to use our printers well. And the basic thing is you have to learn how to put on a T-shirt straight, which is really easy. But can I average 90 to 100 T-shirts on an MP10? Yeah, almost. And I'll show it off on a trade show, and you can go over to our website and you can see it. The big thing that's going on right now, guys, is margins are they're shrinking. People are usually middlemen, so they're seeing their profits get down. So let's get rid of outsourcing altogether, right? And all of you, I don't care if you're a commercialpreneur or not, you cannot turn away business, and I will get into that. You cannot afford to say no to anybody. No, I don't care if you can't do the job. You should not say no. Customization, personalization, of course. We're talking digital photographs, we're talking artwork, whatever you want. You can do it at a click of a button, and of course, it all comes down to money, guys. It all comes down to money. We allow you to make the most amount of money out there. The second group is screen printers and embroiderers. Why do they get it? So we listed the two of probably the top 10 clients that AnaJet sells equipment to, and we service and we take good care of. Cafe Press is now publicly traded. Zazzle is a great company, and they own a ton of AnaJet machines. They run the ones, the MP10s, that do 90 to 100 light T-shirts an hour. It's easy. They have an operator that usually runs in a big fulfillment setup, 3 MP10s. He's standing in the middle of 3 printers, and he's humming, and behind him is a tunnel dryer, and he's throwing T-shirts down the line. And it's awesome if you watch them do it. At busy times, they are running 3 8-hour shifts, okay, 7 days a week. And their labor is not, we're not talking engineers, we're not talking people that are graphic designers, we're talking just people that are good and fast laborers. And they are making T-shirts that are being sold. If you guys go onto these websites, try making a T-shirt. You're going to spend a good amount of money for a T-shirt that costs them less than $1, $2 to make. So the fast learning curve is obvious. If you currently own screen printing equipment, how many times have you had to say no? If you are only outsourcing to people that own screen printing equipment, how many times have they told you no? What if someone wants 1 shirt, 10 shirts, 12 shirts, 15 shirts, even 20, 25? God forbid they want more than 2 or 3 colors. What if they just need it tomorrow? You have to turn them away, okay? So let me get into why it's not good to say no. When you say no to that person, let's say I talk to one of you guys, and I say, hey, I want a picture of my daughter on a T-shirt, and I need it because her birthday's coming up on Saturday. I've called 1,000 people. No one said yes. You're going to turn me away. Guess what happens to me? Because of the age that we live in, I jump straight onto the Internet. I type in custom T-shirt, and I welcome you guys to do it. Guess what pops up? Okay? So that's fine. I go on there. I find the one that I like, the best design studio, the coolest website. I click on it. I drag and drop the image. I put it on top of a T-shirt, and I give them my credit card. They'll send it to me. They usually charge me about $30, $35, including shipping. Okay? And I'm the happiest owner of that shirt. It's my T-shirt. It's my daughter. And it's something that no one was able to replicate. Now, here's the thing. That's not where it ends, guys. This is where they kill you. Zazzle, Cafe Press, all these big companies, they're not only are they great designers, you know, really funny, quirky T-shirts, not only do they do that, once they have your information, it's game over. They will start soliciting your client, and all you did was say no to them because, you know, it doesn't make financial sense to you. Not only do they have your T-shirt, your mugs, now they're moving into mugs, hats, pillowcases, iPhone cases, large format printing, banners, all these things. Anything that can be printed, they own the equipment. But what was the reason why they're now publicly traded in a $100 million company? Because you said no to that client. They will get every promotional, every printed, and every small and big job through that one yes that they offered. So I'm asking you guys to do that. Promotional products. So as I mentioned, I'll be at ASI Chicago, and I will be around, wow, thousands of people that all they do is middle jobs, right? They're accustomed to just being a broker involved, but now they're seeing that everyone there in that convention center is their competition, essentially. You know, I've seen the breakdowns. There's 10% that make a ton of money because they've been established and everything else. There's 80 to 90% that are just getting by. And then there's 10% that are starting up that are going to compete against the 80%. Stop. Okay? The reason that you guys are doing that is there's other layers of commission that are being eaten away at your client. I ask you to stop doing that. Now, we'll get into the cost of our equipment in a second, but think about that. If instead of selling a $6 or $7 T-shirt that's one color to your end user and paying the screen printer $4 or $5 so that you can make $1 or $2, which is still fine. Again, there's a need for screen printing. What if you could offer your clients full color, no minimum orders, but at a higher price point, just like the cafe presses and dazzles? Do you think that you could do that? You could spend an hour a day in production to fulfill those orders? And another thing I'll mention to you is this, right? So we have an opposite business model than screen printers, embroiders, and all that good jazz. But another thing I want you guys to understand is this, and I want each of you that on this phone call, there's 30-something of you guys here. Of the 34 people that are listening on this phone call, let's say each of you were in separate states. I probably haven't sold a printer in your state, and I'm the #1 sales guy here at AnaJet. Think about that. The second thing I want you to think about is this. Is there anywhere in your 50-mile radius of where you live, no, let's stretch that, 150-mile radius of where you guys live, where you see any advertisement for customized T-shirts, unlimited colors, no minimum orders? Call me and I'll have it to you by 4 o'clock today. If you guys don't see that, if you don't see a saturation of that kind of marketing, guess who should be doing that with our equipment? So this is kind of cool. Ford, yeah, they're obviously great. I mean, I have a show Mustang that's in my garage. But look at that line. We drew the largest line at SEMA for Ford. Why? Because it's the bottom left picture, guys, and it's top left picture as well. The setup was this. You can see in the bottom left picture there's a gal that has our software up, by the way, and they have standard images of cars, and they would just type in the person's name, and they would send the job over to the printer. In the bottom left printer, the guy with the thumbs up is Tim. He's one of our techs, and what he would do is he would see the light turn on, he'd put the shirt down, hit the button. I mean, they would tell him, hey, next one's a large. He'd go in, come out, he'd put his thumbs up and take a picture. We drew so much interest for Ford that they've essentially contracted us to keep coming out for that. You could have that same draw too. It's, you know what, all it is, guys, is it's something that you've never seen. It's something that you've never seen. So if they're going to make you something customized, in this case we gave them away for free, but you could see how you could easily command 20, 30 bucks at fairs and festivals and car shows like that. So this is actually my client. His name's Nick Daman. He called me. Same thing. The conversation with Nick is, we've been in business for a long time. We've been stuck in our ways. We do this. We make a comfortable living. But I've been turning away business. I've been having to say, no, we're always one color, two color. And so Nick wasn't very difficult. I let him do the talking. He's a very intelligent guy. He drove, I think it was like 3 miles east in the snow. This is when the weather was really bad last year. And he saw our printers in action. He had to go clear across to another state to see a printer near him. He saw it. Smart guy again. He got it. On the way back, he gave us a credit card. He ended up buying an MP10, the one that does 90 to 100 T-shirts an hour. And Nick Daman and I are now in discussions to get him at least 2 more printers. At 2 more printers, he doesn't yet get to the level where he gets super low ink prices, but he's halfway there. And I'm very proud of Nick. I have a few Nicks in my book of business, but he's one of the few people that actually share with you. So I mean, if you guys want to save this screen and write it down, you can reach out to him. He'll tell you the good and the bad about our equipment, more good than bad, hopefully. But all joking aside, he gets it. He could easily outperform from a revenue point of view with 2 or 3 machines and 2 sales guys, the revenue income that he's generated from a 3rd generation business. I'll leave that on here for this. So the 1,500 prints was nothing. I'm talking in a matter of months. You know what? Let me go back to this real quick. So let's talk numbers, guys. Let's say each of you, let's use a white T-shirt as an example, okay? I'm 5'11". I'm actually 5'10", 5'11". I wear a men's large T-shirts. Whether I go to my local Walmart or whether I buy it wholesale from the list of distributors that AnaJet knows of, I'm going to pay about $1.25 for a blank T-shirt. Let's say I put a picture of, again, Olivia on it. The really cool thing about our mPower series, the MP5 and MP10, is the software will tell you prior to commitment on a job how much ink and how much time is going to be dedicated. So what's going to happen is I'm going to send a picture of my daughter Olivia from my iPhone into the software and click print. The next window that's going to pop up is a queue manager. The queue manager is going to think for a second, and it's going to say, this image, Olivia, is going to take 27 seconds, and it's going to be usually a white T-shirt's anywhere from a penny to, I mean, a really crazy graphic is about 60 to 70 cents worth of true ink costs. Full color, 16 million color combinations. Okay? If I wanted 24, I'm going to multiply each of those numbers by 24, and I know what my wage is, the employee is going to cost as well as the ink usage. But let's just say as an example, and you guys use your own numbers here. In the event that you want these T-shirts, so you fulfill these T-shirts, if I gave you a picture of something that's important to you, put it on a T-shirt, your business name, your daughter, your car, whatever it might be, and I sold that to you, what would you pay me, right? So I would pay about 20 bucks. Now I won't. I mean, I've kind of been in this game for a while, and I don't want to pay that much money, but let's just say it's about 20 bucks. That shirt cost me $1.25. Let's round it up to $2. Olivia's picture, because I've done a few of those on myself and on Canvas and stuff like that, it's usually about 25 cents. Let's say it's $1. Worst case scenario. I'm into that T-shirt for $3. I make $17 margins. Now, I don't think Nick made $17 margins, right? But let's just say he made $10 margins on 1,500 T-shirts, $15,000. Whatever you pay to the government, you pay to the government. That's his money. And he did that probably in a matter of months. Okay, so that's the most important thing for me. Extended media, AnaJet is able to print on different media. Cigar boxes, wood obviously, canvas, burlap sacks. One of my coworkers here did really cool beer koozies, grip tape. I'm doing it out here in California. You're no longer allowed to use plastic bags when you go to the grocery store. So you bring your own bags. You can print on that. I have a felt-covered iPhone case that I use, and you can print on that. But there's so many different ways. Hats. We have somebody out here in California, one of my clients, actually. It's called Arkham Prints, A-R-K-H-A-M Prints, and Miguel's printing on shoes. And he prints on shoes like you wouldn't believe. I don't know how he does it, but our printer's doing that for him. Socks. There's totally so many different things that you guys can do. So these are the people you can go after, right? So while you guys read all that, let me go through all these questions that we have, and I'll see if I can answer them the best I can. So they were asking about T-shirts. We love Spectra. AnaJet as a company loves Spectra. They're out here in Chino, California. Anything that's 100%. Ring-spun cotton's even better, but 100% cotton is going to give you the best print in any color of the rainbow you can print on. With that said, I have people that do All-American, Gildan, and there's lists and lists. When you guys buy an AnaJet, one of the things that we provide for you is a list of all the distributors and dealers for T-shirts that we have. And you can reach out to them, the Sanmars, and all these people of the world, and you can talk to them, find out what their best pricing is, let them know you own an AnaJet and you have 7 different options for suppliers, and they'll do their best. And then you'll find out what your clients love. But as of right now, yes, you can do almost every T-shirt, 50-50, 100% light polyesters as well. But anything that's natural fiber, bamboo, cotton, all that good jazz, hemp, yeah, you're good to go. Yes, Gildan's, of course, you can do. So one of the questions I'm getting right now as you guys are reading over slide 14 is how do I register a T-shirt, right? So how do I get, let me explain this. He's an embroiderer. How do I get a design on a left pocket logo and know that it's going to be exactly where I want it? The simple answer is this. Our software, when you double click it and it opens, it's a grid. It's a 14 by 18 grid, and every box represents an inch on the platen that comes with the printer. So you'll know, and listen, it takes me 5 minutes. It'll take you guys 4, and I'm talking brand new people. So when I lay a T-shirt down on top of the table, and I just lay it down flat and I put the hoop on it right underneath the collar, I know that when I drop the image on the grid and I put it on, right there on the left chest, it's going to go directly onto that portion of the left chest. And I can even use a ruler if I wanted to. It's so super simple that after the free training that we offer here at AnaJet headquarters in Costa Mesa, you'll be a professional. I actually think in the first 10 minutes you'll be a professional. Robert, you asked about the life of the machine. Let me move on to slide 15 and I'll answer that. Okay, good transition, right? Robert, the mPower series is the most industrial. It will be the #1. Right now our sprint model that we offered since 2007, geez, is still the #1 printer sold in the United States. But back in 2009, we came back to the drawing board and we created the mPower series, which I think everyone should focus on. It consists of the MP5 and the MP10. Both look like that printer there, so you can't really tell. The insignia is different on the front, and you have to open up the hood to see how many more Ricoh Gen 4 stainless steel heads are in it. The MP5 has 3, the MP10 has 6 print heads. The only difference between the MP5 and MP10 is this. The only difference, speed and cost. You're buying a Corvette with a V8 and a Corvette with a V12. That's it. But ink consumption, all that stuff remains true in the same. The print heads have been tested for 100 billion with a B actuations and fires. Practically indestructible. Again, made by Ricoh. We have a ton of money invested as a company into these printers because of the print heads. There's not a, they're going to hate me for doing this and it's going to be recorded, so it's even worse. But the technology is basically the same. It's the guts, it's the components, it's the control panel. It's all these things that AnaJet, we just do it 50% better. But what we do 100% better than everyone else out there on the market is this, guys. We use Ricoh 100% stainless steel heads. We do not use plastic print heads. We do not use plastic print heads. They clog. You leave them for a few days. They break. You have to buy new ones. You cannot refurbish a plastic print head. So the life of the printers, 10, 12, 15 years, easily. The only 2 consumables in this printer, because it's not a print, the other plastic printers are consumables, meaning you guys have to, there's a lifespan, so you have to buy them new every single time they break, okay, is the ink cartridges. Those are consumables. That entire set in this slide costs $400, 410 US dollars, okay? It's manufactured, it's vacuum sealed and cartridged here at AnaJet headquarters, and we sell them to you, one at a time or a full set. And a full set comes with the printers. That'll easily get you anywhere from 400 to 800 printed T-shirts all day long. So you can do the math in your head, right? Is there different machines for metal and wood? No. Our printers, this printer right here, will print all of this stuff. Foil, 3D, wood, glass. This is glass, mouse pads, burlap, all that good jazz. Everything is about pre-treatment and post-treatment, guys. So, the post-treatment on, like, canvas is let it dry. The post-treatment on a T-shirt, as an example, like this T-shirt, is you have to put in a heat press. And all this has gone over in training. So you guys will, it sounds a little bit over your head right now, and I apologize for that. But if you guys, you have 2 options after you buy an AnaJet. You can fly out here to sunny California. Every Friday, AnaJet headquarters offers free training for the lifetime of your printer. And this includes you and all your employees. So you can send them as your company grows. You can come back for a refresher course. But when you come here, it's absolutely free. You burn through our ink. You burn through our T-shirts. You burn through our canvas. You burn through, all of our stuff forever. But they'll teach you how to do this. So let me go back here and get to the next slide. So the cool thing about AnaJet is this, guys, is, again, because we're lightning focused on this and it's all we do, we're the best at it. We hold a few patents. We have engineers here on site. We have quality control. We have people that we have free tech support for life. We have guys that are here from 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time till 6 o'clock at night, and they're paid to answer your questions for free. But a lot of the issues that our competitors have is because we got there first and we protected ourselves. And this is what the iSeries, the printers that we are selling now, have over anyone else. So this is all the stuff that I told you is free. And again, it's free for perpetuity. Let me get to some of your questions. Warranties, guys. Our brand new printers that ship out of our factories come with a 1-year bumper to bumper, but 90 days on the Ricoh printheads. Okay, 90 days on the printheads, but a 1-year bumper to bumper warranty. But once you exceed that, you can buy another warranty. It's a maintenance contract essentially, but I think it's unnecessary. They'll probably not like me for saying that, but the free tech support. 95% of all your issues, short of you dropping the machine and breaking it, can be resolved over the phone. And let's just say you had to pull out parts and put brand new parts. We'll overnight them to you. We'll ship them to you. And then you can talk to the techs on the phone, and they'll actually install the part along with you with the setup that we have out here in tech support. The training is only at AnaJet headquarters, okay, the live training. And the second best thing is I'll send you a link to YouTube. It's a 2-hour video. It's exactly what you're going to experience here, minus the going out for lunch and the burning of ink and the burning of T-shirts. Again, you'd have to essentially pay for that. Okay, so someone's asking about our competition. So so to the person who asked about a specific competitor, we don't play that game. We're at the top of the mountain here, and it gets windy because people like to make fun of us and this and that and point out stuff. Let me tell you what the facts are. So let's just be very pragmatic about things. AnaJet is number 1. Okay, let me go back a few slides and show you something. Okay, I just want you guys to see this. This is not us that came up with these statistics. It's itstrategies.com. Okay, we've exceeded this growth, by the way. So this is back in 2010. We're only growing. With that said, we have I call them 2 main competitors. One is Kornit, based out of Israel, great company, and the other one is Brother, that you guys heard of, international ink company. Our printers are, there's 2 things. Number 1, a comparable printer put out by Kornit is going to cost you about $60,000 to $80,000, all the way up to $250,000. Okay. We have gone to the big fulfillment companies that have, CFOs and engineers and people that do IT and people that could probably put together one of our printers if they wanted to. We'll send out a tech and one of the sales guys. It's usually our buddy Adam here, who's in charge of enterprise accounts. We'll take the printer out of the box, put it on top of a table, load the ink, do a fill. These guys are literally, the 2 companies that I aforementioned are building printers and putting them side by side. And it's go time. And what they ask us to do is print, do production. So unfortunately, the tech, one of the techs that you guys are going to be talking to if you guys buy an AnaJet is out there and he's printing T-shirts for 6 to 8 hours a day. We smoke our competition. I don't care if you bring the double platinum, humongous Kornit that costs $250,000. We smoke them. Quality of print, and here's the biggest thing. This is what I'm getting to. Ink usage. Ink usage is big, guys. I want you to really understand that. Our competition will tell you that they're going to put about $3 to $10 onto a T-shirt, depending on design. And you can feel it. You can feel the difference. When we get off the phone, you guys can talk to your AnaJet reps that you're talking to and ask them to send you T-shirt samples if you don't have them already. And then ask the other companies to send you T-shirt samples. Feel the difference. That's all money right there. We are the #1 manufacturer of direct-to-garment printers. That's AnaJet. We are not in the business of beating you guys up on ink. It's counterproductive to our main goal, which is to sell you printers. Okay? So ink costs, consumable costs, what we ask you to buy from AnaJet. We'll sell you a business in a box, and one of the things is we'll drop ship a heat press to you. As, you know, just because. We'll do it as a favor. If you go to anywhere else, you have to buy their pre-treatment machine. They have to set it up. You can't move it. You have to buy this. You have to buy that. Don't mess around with that. Okay, so people that are traveling. When people are traveling, there's two things that you need when it comes to any direct-to-garment printer, whether it's an AnaJet or anything else. It comes down to humidity and temperature. And let me get to that at the end, guys, when we go to the Q&A. So the mPower, what does it come with? Read it. Yeah, it's cool. The thing that I'll ask you guys to take away from this is our printers are just easy to use. And the software is always it's constantly being re-engineered. So the final part of what AnaJet offers you is free firmware and software updates for life. And the mPower series is the direction of the company. So as we improve the printer as well as the software that comes along with it, you guys are all privy to that. Oh, here's the software. So for the people that are asking, how do I get a T-shirt on there? Yeah, it seems really crazy right now, but if you look at it, it's pretty easy. So that where the butterfly is, every one of those grids, those boxes represent an inch. And the platen is exactly 14 by 18. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can actually go over here, and I think it's print settings. If I were to click that, a drag-down menu would come up over here where I could print, or I can choose the adult platen, the 14 by 18. There's also a youth platen, which is smaller for onesies, bibs, and smaller children's clothing, of course. And there's a sleeve, if you guys want it. There's a hat, if you guys want it. And there's also a pocket platen, which I recommend. But, yeah, this software is the easiest to use by far. I've used other RIP softwares. I know my competition. It's legit. MP10, MP5, guys. This is what you can experience. Nick is exceeding that. This is more for people that are, there's different levels, of course, if you're Zazzle versus if you're just starting up. But this is what you could reasonably expect from our printers. So you can see if you just do an hour or 2 hours a week of production that you can be incredibly profitable. Cost of ownership, again, we give you worst case scenarios, white T-shirt, $2 to $3. You're looking at a gross profit of $12, $15 a T-shirt. The printer payoffs is using those numbers, your ROI, and how long it'll take you. If you can do 3,500 T-shirts like Nick did in under 4 months, you got your MP10 paid off. And that's full price MP10. None of you guys will pay full price since you've been on this webinar. Henry Landell, this is the guy that actually Nick Daman drove clear across another state to visit. Okay, so this has actually been updated. We got another email from him. If you guys contact your regional manager, then you can easily ask him to forward on the email that we just got from the Landells. It's really good stuff. Some more people that are just crushing it. And so let me give you guys a quick spectrum. There's people that run our AnaJet machines that are super part-time, not the best at marketing and sales. They'll make 40 grand a year working part-time. Then we have the Landells and these guys of the world. They'll make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me take that let me make that full circle now. We have people that make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a month running our printers. It all comes down to you. What can you do? How many people can you visit? How great is your website? How many miles are you traveling to give out free T-shirt samples and talk and engage people? If you have that in your blood, you're going to be on the right end of the spectrum. If this is something where you're trying to buy yourself a business and sit back and wait for the phone to ring, you'll probably be on the left side of the spectrum. But you'll still make a little bit of money. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those are my clients. This is Adrian's. This is Adrian's. This is Dustin's, and the left is Dustin's. I don't know who did the Bugatti. But those top 2 are canvas art, and the bottom 2 are just done by a really awesome designer by the name of Adrian Nito. Okay, so let me get to your questions. So feel free to type. Some of them are redundant, so I'm skipping over them. So the craft fairs, again, festivals, car shows, outside events. I got people that run them in barbecues and in trailers. Let's talk about easiest to least easiest. Easiest is you pull a trailer, it's controlled temperature-wise, and you're good to go. The second easiest pop-up tent, you know, you might just a power source, of course, heat press, table, and printer. You're good to go. But when you start getting out of the realms of humidity and temperature, there's no direct-to-garment printer that'll work, so you have to control it somehow. If you're in a blizzard, it's not going to print well. If you're in the Sahara Desert, it's not going to print well. So you have to know your environment. Let me give you guys the specs real quick so that you guys know. You need to be between 61 degrees Fahrenheit and 95 degrees Fahrenheit in order to operate our equipment well. You need to have a humidity of 45 to 80%, non-condensing, okay? So if you're in there, great. If not, then you have to bring the necessary stuff to supply the printers to get into that kind of environment. And, you know, like I said, I have people that pull our printers in small little U-Haul trailers. I have people that pull our printers in big, elaborate, you know, the ones that you need like an F-350 for. It's up to you. But you have to know where you're traveling. You have to know what the environment and the weather is going to be like. And then you have to anticipate that and accommodate the printer. No. So you guys, you know, we follow what's going on eBay and somewhat on Craigslist. We are a U.S. manufacturer of this equipment. If you guys jump onto eBay, or even if you try to sell your equipment onto eBay, you can't do it. Oh, you can do it, but you should be honest with the people. Here are the facts. If you buy or sell a third-party printer, the person that's going to buy the printer is no longer privy to the tech support, the free firmware software upgrades, or the training. Those free things that comes when you buy from the manufacturer. In the event that you want to do that, so you go on eBay, you find an MP5 for X amount of dollars, this is what I tell you to do. Send it straight to us after you buy it, okay? No matter what they tell you, the warranty does not follow. The training does not follow, and the firmware does not follow. We will take that printer, and we will refurbish it. We'll put thousands of dollars into it, and we will put new printer heads in it. On an MP5, you have 3 Ricoh print heads that cost about $1,500 a piece, and on a 10, you have 6. Then we'll do out the plumbing, we'll do everything, and we'll do the same 40-hour quality control test, at which point we'll send it back to you with a bill. You can then pay for a warranty, which will access you to tech support, firmware, and training. And I think it's like $2,000 to $3,000 per year. We do all this to prevent it from you guys buying these printers. We've had people that bought printers, listen to the story, the unicorn story, and the pie-in-the-sky story from the seller, and they bought it. Print heads are clogged. They don't even know. The only way you can tell if a print head's clogged is if you load the ink and press print. Nothing came out. Guess what happened, though? The seller goes, you loaded ink, you clogged it. Now it's just a dispute, and you're going to lose. The buyer's going to lose. So we frown on that, but yeah, absolutely. I've never had any person here, and you know, there's only 6 sales guys at AnaJet, guys. We all share stories. We're all in the same small little building here. We have never had a good experience with eBay, okay? Heat press. Yes, you should heat press your T-shirts afterwards. If you have a tunnel dryer like the big boys, you can do that too. It's 45 seconds for a light T-shirt, 90 seconds for a dark T-shirt. It's perfect. There's other companies out there that have 4 platins and this platinum. Here's the thing, okay? It still needs to go to a heat press. Every direct-to-garment T-shirt has to go to a heat press. So if I have 4 that just came out at once, now I have to buy 2 to 4 heat presses. Does that make sense? Like, it's a great way of illustrating how much faster their printers are because they're slower. So they have to do 4 at a time to even compete with an mPower series. But even when you do, where's the backlog? It's on the heat presses. So yes, but anyways, I went ahead of myself, yes. How durable are the prints? That picture of Olivia, my daughter, she's now 3.5. She's still bright and vibrant as ever. When you buy a printer from the bigger companies out there, if you guys ever wanted to do this, is they'll send you a T-shirt and it'll come with a little postcard. It says, please wash me inside and out and in cold water and I'll last for a long time. We call it the armpit hole test. Our T-shirts, if you take care of it that way, you'll get armpit holes before the shirt will start fading. It's all about a good cure, meaning the heat press, and a good operator. If you wash one of our dark T-shirts in hot water outside, without flipping in and out, you're not going to get those washes. But make sure that you as a operator have that disclaimer out there. But, again, the proof is in the pudding. If you guys have an RM here at AnaJet, a regional manager, tell them you want T-shirt samples. We'll mail them out to you for free. I want you guys to beat them up. You'll see what we're talking about. Energy use. The mPower series uses, it's like a microwave. 110 volt, leave it plugged in the wall, you're fine. The heat press uses slightly more electricity when it's on, but all this is minimal. So you guys, we make 3 printers. They're expensive. I call myself the Apple, the Tesla, and the Mercedes-Benz all rolled up into one. Okay, we don't have to sell our printers inexpensively. We do not compete against the plastic printhead companies, the modified paper printers out there. But if you guys want, we have Sprints at MSRP at $12,000. Okay, if you call your regional manager, I'm sure they'll give you some love. There's a little bit of room in there. $12,000 for the entry-level Sprint. It does have a plastic printhead, but it's the best plastic printhead. It's still the #1 printer sold in the United States. It's still the best printer that you can buy in that category. Again, MP5s and MP10s are totally separate categories because of the Ricoh printheads. They are MSRP respectively $24,000, and the MP10 is almost $40,000. The MP10, we don't like to give those away, guys. They're what Zazzle and Cafe Press use, and they are beasts, so we don't have to. But end of the month, I'm going to ASI show. If you don't have a regional manager, I'll give you my information at the end of the phone call. You can call me, and I'll give you a smoking deal. But there's nothing else like that. Supplies. Everything is stocked here in Southern California, so it's just a matter of shipping. If you need it faster, we can overnight it. You will pay for the overnight, but yeah. Always have a set of inks. It comes with a full set. I would recommend that you guys, on the initial quote, include a second set of inks. If you call me, I'll try to throw those in for free. But everything else, let's just say you diagnose a problem, something happens. Out of the 95%, you dropped your printer or something broke. Yeah, we're going to send you a part real quick so we can get you up and running, and we'll have a phone call ready for you so that you can get it installed as soon as you get it. Chicago, guys, is going to be, ASI Chicago is next week, Tuesday through Thursday. Oh man, let me tell you what that is. 15th through the 17th, I believe. Come out, come meet me. My name is Eugene Lee. You'll know. It's either me or John Ballard, who's a really good guy. So I went over the price of things. Multi-printers. If you are that big and you want multi-printers, please call me directly if you don't have an RM. The factory refurbished model. So, well, okay. So let's go over something. Someone's asking why our warranty 90 days on the printheads and a year on the printer itself, bumper to bumper. The reason is this: Ricoh offers the 90 days, and we are not Ricoh. And that's what they give us. So we have to abide by their rules. Everything else we hand build and we manufacture, so we'll go ahead and do that. But we have such confidence in those printheads. And I'm not saying that you guys, it's not that they're not going to clog. If you leave the printer there and you don't do a single print for a week or 2 weeks, you might clog your printhead. But we have the best ability to unclog it if we want to. But it's stuff like that. We can't go ahead and, like some of the eBay printers. They give up on them. They had a bad plan, whatever it might be. It's sat in the corner, unplugged, and there's ink in it. It's going to clog. Now, Ricoh's not going to go ahead because it's, 340 days in. They're not going to give you brand new printheads because you were irresponsible. And that's a concern, and that's why it's only 90 days per the manufacturer of the printheads. It does not have to be 100% cotton, guys. I do 80-20s. I do 50-50s. I actually like the look. I wear a lot of 50-50 T-shirts because I like that distressed look. The same distressed look that you get on screen printing you get with ours, and then all the way up to 100% light polyester. White ink does not adhere to polyester well enough to wash it the 50 to 60 times. So no one in DTG can do that. Okay, so someone's buying a business. it has an AnaJet in it and they want to do it, if it's running, you're pretty much good. You know, I would let the tech support know that you're that company with that serial number, and you should be fine. If your machine's clogged, call me, and I'll get you in touch with the right people. You guys, so there's other companies that sell ink out there. AnaJet, of course, wants, so when we pull up your file, if you call into tech support, they know how much ink you're buying and what kind of client you are. If you haven't purchased ink in 14 months and you're complaining about you being out of warranty and this and that, you probably are not going to get a lot of love. I just talked to a beautiful lady out in Texas. She's bought 4 printers from us. She needs a smoking deal because she needs to send back one of her printers for repair. We couldn't do it. It was the other 5%, right? And she's asking me, what can you do, what can you do? We looked at the ink logs. We know her. And we said, okay, we'll do this. And she's super happy. I'm super happy. So can you buy from otherwhere else? Yes. I mean, as long as they're vacuum sealed in cartridge, not the bottle ones, guys. Bottles introduce oxygen. It has a chance to introduce oxygen into the lines, and that will blow up a printhead. Okay, really bad stuff. So I wouldn't do that. And you're only going to save, what, a few bucks? Is it worth it a few bucks to do that? I don't know. But I would recommend that you buy it. Again, $410 US for all 6. So do the math. It's not bad. And by far, by our competition, from their ink prices, we're 40% less expensive at the best. At the worst, excuse me. No, you guys want to send back your empty cartridges? No, we tried that. We thought it would be a great thing, recyclable, this and that. Worst fossil footprint ever. Just keep it. You can throw it in your recycle bin, and they'll use that. But it's all eco-friendly water-based ink, by the way. Yes, other trade shows. Jump on our website. You'll see all our various trade shows that we have. Another multi-printer like that one. I might have to talk to you later. Stand by. Yeah, so if you guys buy a printer that's on eBay, and we know of all those printers, there's only a handful of them on there, then we're not going to support that one, especially if we know that it's clogged. Okay, so you're not the only person that's been inquiring about that printer. A lot of people do. In the event that you buy a business and the printer's there, I'll help you get in touch with the right people on the tech support side to see what your avenues are and how we can best assist you. So we went a little bit past, and I do apologize. And there's a lot of people on this thing, and if again, let me. Oh, so the last thing that's fairly important. AnaJet loves money. Okay, so you guys, cash is king. Credit card is king. If you call me, you have a credit card ready to go. I will show you the most amount of love. It's very serendipitous if you buy from us now, because we have trade show specials. It's only a few $100s more, but it's still a few $100s more. Discount or consumables, free stuff. So if you guys have the wherewithal and you like what you're hearing and you guys have already received samples and you've done your due diligence, call us. We're tracking you guys. We're spying on you, right? But we're not. But we will make sure that since you were on this webinar, you get trade show pricing. Leasing. We have nothing internal. We're a U.S. manufacturer, and we don't like to dabble in finances. However, all the RMs have 2 vetted lenders. There's an A paper, and there's an A paper / Alt-A paper. If you fit into one of those 2 companies, you're golden. It's, Susquehanna Bank's A paper. John was kind enough. Within 48 hours, we're going to have a deal ready to go, and the guy's going to have his printer within 3 days. That's how easy it is. We all have access to the portals that go directly to their websites where we fill out the application on your behalf. It's a 2-minute conversation, and hopefully we'll find out within 12 to 24 hours whether you're approved. At that point, the reason why they are vetted, guys, is this. They are instructed by AnaJet to ensure that you have the best possible rates and the best possible terms in order for you as an AnaJet user to make the most amount of money. In return, you will spend that money on consumable sales and marketing and buy another printer from us. Okay? No AnaJet sales guy makes money off of ink. No one makes it off of anything else, warranties and stuff like that and accessories. We make money off of printer sales. So it's our ability, it's my goal, and the reason I keep in touch with that Nick Daman guy, I want you guys to own 5 or 6 printers. I would like it if you bought 5 or 6 at once, but it's expensive. Okay, so, and it's a lease to own. It's a $1 buyout. It's super easy. It's tons of write-offs. It's great. So let me give you guys, for those that do not have RMs, okay, you can talk to me, and I'd love to talk to you. And again, I appreciate you for listening to the babble. But my name is Eugene Lee. I can be reached directly at area code 714-371-9178. Again, it's Eugene, E-U-G-E-N-E, 714-371-9178 directly. And my email address is ELEE@anajet.com, and all the spelling's right there. So E from my first initial, Lee@anajet.com. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys. Again, I thank you so very much for listening in. For those who need passes to Chicago, you can also reach out to me if you're going to be in the area. It's next week. I would love to make sure that you guys have that. Call us. Jump on board. Early adopters, come on, jump on board. I think it's the numbers speak for themselves, and we'd love to help you guys grow your businesses and help you to get super wealthy. So take good care. God bless you.